I'm Dana and I am still drinking Yorkshire tea in a 30-degree British heatwave, but it's alright because I've got my curtains closed and that's how they're gonna stay. I get so much sun at the front of my house and it's been lovely all winter, and now I'm waking up at 6 p.m. and I'm like, Vicky, I can't deal with it. My curtains are staying closed until like September now. It's all a bit much. Everything's all a bit much actually. All of it all the time. But beyond that, I want to specifically talk about when it was all a bit too much on Sunday, because I did intend to post a video like I do every Sunday. You know, that is my schedule, that is the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and I couldn't do it because I had plans, okay, and I know that I should have pre-filmed. I did intend to, but then I was like, I'm just gonna do a little webcam video when I get back. I'm gonna start a new series of like webcam thoughts and it's gonna be really fun and great, and it would have been, except I took too long to get ready for the event that I was going to, which was a bring your own art event. I've been once before and it was really fun, so I really wanted to go, and I did go, but I'd left it too long to get public transport because it's like an hour and a half on bus or like a 20-minute drive. So I ended up getting an Uber and I got real fucking stressed with that because it just took forever to find me a driver. And then when it did find me a driver, I don't know how I feel about that taxi trip. I haven't even told my friends about it yet, but he was one of those like really chatty taxi drivers, and I don't always mind it, but I have this man's phone number. We've chatted on the phone once and he's phoned me a further 3 times that I just did not answer because speaking to people exhausts me. It is so draining for me. It is so much effort, and I've said many a time in videos, I do really enjoy talking to people, but that's also where I often end up with like very ADHD friends because they can just sort of talk at me and I really enjoy it. And they're not doing it on purpose. They're not like people who like love the sound of their own voice, man. So if I have some sort of input that I want to give or an interruption I want to make, they don't mind it. I still get to say what I want to say. But in general conversation, I probably want to say quite a lot less than the average person does. So I have to like really force myself to say enough and to ask questions and to converse and do the conversation. And I do enjoy it. Like I sort of. Like, I like knowing about people, I like hearing about people, I like hearing people's opinions, I like hearing about people's lives. I'd much rather you just podcast it at me, you know? So having to actually do conversation and engage and have back and forth and have someone asking me questions about myself and figuring out how I'm saying things like, no, my parents are dead, I don't speak to any of the rest of my family, it really, really fucking exhausts me. And especially with that specific Uber driver, especially with that specific drive, I don't know if I've met like a really nice guy that I'm going to be friends with and that's really going to help me out, or if I've given my number to an absolute creep who now knows where I live and knows like quite like, he doesn't know loads about me, but he does know bits and pieces about me that now that I'm post situation I do feel quite vulnerable about having told a stranger, you know? Like, I very truly have no idea if that was a really weird, creepy Uber drive, or if it was a really nice, like, community building moment where I got to meet someone that I will, like, go on to have a friendship with. Like, I genuinely do not know. I'm really struggling to process it, because that was the Uber drive to go to my little bring your own art thing. And that's where I, you know, want to talk to people. Like, I didn't mind I don't want to say I didn't mind him, because I don't know how I felt about it. I don't hate learning about people and being told things about people, so I didn't like absolutely despise the conversation, but I genuinely don't know if he's a nice guy or a creep. I don't know which bits of context I'm supposed to be looking for to know which it is. So I then get to my bring your own art thing, and they're the people I genuinely want to engage with and want to hear about and have questions about as well. That's one of the really nice things with going to events that have like a point to them, is that it's a lot easier to start a conversation when it's like, oh, I like what you're drawing, I like what you're painting, I saw this thing you did on Instagram, I enjoy what you're doing right now, like, what's this technique you're doing, you know? Like, there's just so much there that is handed to me on a plate of how to start a conversation. And it's the same with everybody else there. Like, I'm also doing things, like I'm doing my little collages and stuff, so people ask me questions about what I'm doing, and the conversation flows very, very nicely. Like, I really like the people that I've met at this little event that happens. Like, they're just really creative, artistic people who, like, there's no pretentiousness to it, which is what I've been very used to in previous art spaces that I've been in. I don't know why I do know why I'm telling you this. I'm trying to just set up how much it is a really nice, low energy, low effort, like, it should have just been a really lovely, nice time, and it was, like, you know, like, I I don't want to say that I was masking, because I do feel like I was being authentic and being myself, but I also absolutely did have to massively slip on a mask to be able to go straight in there after my fucking Uber drive. And also I couldn't find the initial entrance, and the way that you get in is like a little bit of a thing that makes me anxious. So I'd had to do a phone call with like the owner of the gallery that puts on the event so that I could find the entrance and get in. And it's stuff where like, it's all fine, you know? I had a conversation with the man that was driving me to the thing that I was going to. Absolutely fine. I had a 15-second phone call with the person who like I've met twice before, and like I like her, you know, like she's nice, she owns a gallery, she's cool. Like it was a very brief phone call. I did really well at being like, oh hi, how are you? Like blah 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 blah. Going in and being like, oh hi, how is everyone? Oh, I just had this weird little Uber drive. Oh, like blah blah blah. You know, like I not only do I feel like I did a good job of being like friendly and personable and putting effort into the conversations and like, you know, making a good impression as a person and so on, I also did actively enjoy it. Like the people there are really interesting. I like them. I like the art they create, and it's, you know, like I've been in the spaces that are exhausting because people are showing me what they're doing and I'm having to like absolutely search to find something positive and nice to say, because like I don't hate it, I don't think you're shit, but I also like, I don't like it. I don't have like a thing to immediately point out and be like, oh I like how you did this, I like this part of it. Like nothing's coming, I'm having to like really fucking rack my brains to be like, oh this is good, I like this part, you know? Like I fucking hate it. I really wish that I was better at lying when it comes to situations like that, where like, oh, a little white lie of like, oh that's great, would go a long fucking way. And when I've tried, my tone of voice is so off that like they know it's worse than me taking a moment to find something that I can give a genuine compliment on, you know? So being in situations where like the compliment just comes because they've shown me it, I'm like, oh I like that, I like this bit here. Like it's just, it's one of the easiest social spaces that I've been in. And like we were talking about neurodivergence at one point, and most people there were neurodivergent. Like it's a very comfortable, easy space. It should have just been a really nice little day out, a really nice time. And I left at the same time as well the other people, because that just makes me feel less awkward at those types of things. And she had a mobility helper thing. I don't know what they're fucking called, it's not coming to mind. I don't have an awful lot of brain energy right now, but I was like, oh, I'll hold doors for you because like we're going out the same way and there's doors and you're using that, like it's just duh. So I was holding the doors for her, and then we got to the lift and she was like, oh you can go down the stairs if you want, because like the lift and blah blah blah. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going down the stairs. And she was like, oh nice to meet you. I didn't say it back because I was already like halfway down the stairs and I just wasn't thinking, and like suddenly the exit was like right there and I was expecting to like go down and meet her at the bottom of the lift, and like it just absolutely threw me. So I just went out onto the street because that was the exit. I didn't say anything to her, and like we'd had a really nice chat. As we were leaving I was like, oh it was so nice to meet you. Like it was just a very minimally awkward, like normal awkward moment, you know? Like this might be a little controversial, I do sort of split my awkward moments into normal awkward moments that I feel like everybody has, and that's just part of life, that's part of being a person in social situations. And I have the autism awkward moments where like they're not the things that normally happen, they're not the things that other people are doing, that is like me being autistic, and it's made this whole situation awkward and I feel fucking awful about it. And it was very much one of the normal ones, you know, like that happens all the time. I just didn't know the exit was there and then it was, so I left. Like it's not a big deal, and I know it's not a big deal, but I walked out and I realised like obviously like everything clicked really quickly, that like here's the exit, I'm going out, she's going to a different exit, I'm not going to see her, that's that, we're leaving, goodbye. And I felt just like soul crushingly awkward and anxious and overwhelmed, and like I just wanted to sit down on the floor where I was and sob. Like it was very much the final straw, and like it was the smallest thing that had happened to me for that entire day, you know? Like I'd stressed myself out to fuck getting ready. I'd had this like terrifying fucking conversation in Uber where I was like, I need to be friendly and personable and nice to him, because otherwise if he's not a nice guy like he's saying, he might fucking murder me. Like you never know. So I'm just gonna have to try and make this as like amenable and nice as I possibly can. And then even though my little art meet was really nice, I really enjoyed it, I'm still having to put on this mask of sociability, you know? Like I'm never going to stop masking entirely in social situations, because if I did, my tone drops, my face doesn't do the right things. Like it's no longer a fucking comfortable two-way conversation, you know? And if that's just how you are on baseline as a person, like, that's fucking fine. I'm not saying anything about anybody else, but I know that for me personally, I'm going to get on with people better, I'm going to make better connections, I'm going to make a better first impression, and it's all stuff where, like, I think the mask that I've learnt to put on in these types of social settings is very much, it's me faking how I'll be once I'm comfortable now, you know? Like, it's taken a lot of fucking work, and it's still not perfect. It's still gonna take a little bit more, like, adjusting and tweaking and so on and so forth. But I used to, like, really try to pretend to be, like, this person, that person, this character, this person. Oh, you're supposed to do this and this and this. There's all these rules, there's this and this. Like, it was so much all the time, and I was not behaving like myself. It was just a whole fucking thing where I had no idea who I was, and I was trying very hard to be somebody, and it was an absolute fucking mess, and everyone could tell that it wasn't authentic and I wasn't being myself, and it just felt awkward and weird to everybody involved. So I feel like I have done a really good job of my mask being, this is how I'm going to actually be once I'm comfortable around you as a person. So there's not going to be this weird point like 3 months in where you realise that I'm not the person that you actually met, and I'm completely different once you get to know me. Because I feel like I am actually doing a pretty good job of fake it till you make it confidence type of thing, you know? But it's very different for me as an autistic person than it is for holistic people when they talk about doing that. Like, I'm not the most confident person in the room, I'm not the person starting all the conversations, I'm still often quite awkward and quiet. And that's alright, because that's always how I'm gonna be. But I do try very hard to have input in conversations and just give it that personality and be myself. And it's definitely a mask of myself, but I do think it's how it's going to eventually be. And now that I've finished saying all that, it feels like an absolute tangent, and I don't really remember what my original point for saying it all was. But yeah, it absolutely exhausted me. It was all really nice, and just felt like far too much. So in my little head, I'd had a whole thought of like, oh, I'll go and get some food and like maybe get a coffee, and like I'll just sort of bop around in Halifax because I'm already there and I really fucking like Halifax and have a nice little time. I didn't. I walked straight to the bus station. I got straight on bus. I very luckily had a £2 coin with me because I like sort of fucking shoved it at the bus driver, to be honest with you. And in my head, what I intended to do was say, oh, can I have a single please? And it's what I tried to do, and I don't think I said it. I couldn't actually tell you, to be honest with you. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't fucking know. The intention in my head was to say, can I have a single, please? That was what I tried. I made some sort of fucking... I made sounds. I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were the words. I don't know if they were just noises. I don't know if they were different words. I don't know what the fuck it was I said or did. The bus driver went, what? And I went, single, with my £2 coin, and went and sat down. I assume he fucking took it and dealt with it. I then sat at the back of the bus with no music on. I thought, see, I usually either listen to music or I read my book, and I did kind of have the thought of like, oh, I'll read my book in a minute. And then I was at my home bus station, like I just existed there for a bit, raw dogged that. I remember at one point being like, don't cry right now, you're on a bus, don't cry. You're on a bus, don't cry. And that's all I remember from that entire bus ride, which is quite a lengthy bus ride. I don't know. I did it. I got home. I didn't say thank you to the bus driver as I got off. I sort of intended to. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Nothing happened. So I got off the bus. Like, you don't stop to say thank you, you know, it's actually getting off. So I just got off. I was going to go to Sainsbury's, but obviously it was a Sunday, like fucking 4:30, so Sainsbury's was closed. So I just walked home, and I came in, and I was like, oh, I can still make my little video though, can't I? Like, I might not have got my food or my coffee, or like, my cat food, or like done my shop, or like done any of the things that I fucking intended to other than my little art meet, but I can, you know, I can film my stupid little video. And I was taking my shoes off at the door, and Otis was rubbing around me like he does. And we're switching to webcam because having to deal with the technology of my phone is going through my fucking 13th reason. And normally when I get home and I'm taking my shoes off and Otis is rubbing around me, obviously I'm all like, oh, hello, little man, it's so nice to see you, how's my little boy? And I just couldn't make anything come out. And it's been a really long time since I just fully cannot speak. You know, like, it's not all that uncommon for me to get to the place where I'm saying limited words, I'm not, like, doing the whole sentence kind of thing. Like, I do have a lot of issues with not feeling super able to speak. But it's been a very long time where, since, like, I don't remember a point where it's like, I'm in my own space, completely comfortable, there's no one else here, And I very simply just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not going to happen. I cannot speak. Like, it's not a plausible possibility for me. I have words that I want to say and a tone in which I want to say them, and it's just not happening. It just won't do it. It won't happen. So I was like, okay, this is like a big autism moment happening, isn't it? I'm just going to have to regulate myself and calm down a bit and deal with this. Like, that's how life works. That's what I'm going to have to do. And I did try to do so, and it just didn't come. It just didn't come. I had several points throughout the evening where I sat down and turned my webcam on and was going to like do like a webcam video like this, and I just sat here, like, I didn't even press record. It's not even like I like really like was about to do it, man. Like, I sat here and I stared at myself on the screen. I was like, I can't do it. I can't form sentences. I can't make words come out. I can't, like, the idea of in any way like pushing the air through my throat in order to make a sound, it's not gonna happen. I can't do it. And it felt really distressing, you know? And I wanted to like send a fucking like really chunky voice note to my friends explaining the whole thing with my Uber driver and be like, what do you guys think of this? And I couldn't even manage to do a voice note for my friends. And that's the kind of thing where like I've talked a bunch about how it's so easy to do YouTube and how so easy to do online content despite being autistic, because no one else is here. I'm in my safe space. There's no one perceiving me. There's no one looking at me. I don't have these same issues that I have out in public because it's a social disability, and that doesn't happen to me in my house. And it does. Like, big shocker, guys. Autism actually doesn't like hang out at my front door waiting for when I leave the house. It is actually here all the time. And sometimes, even when I'm in the safest place in the world for me, I don't actually feel all that safe. I don't feel all that capable. I don't feel able to do anything. And it actually really does affect me. And I actually found it really terrifying and really scary and really horrible. And, ugh. So I was like desperately looking for some way to cheer myself up, and I'm in a bunch of like, I keep looking in the wrong place, but I'm in quite a few group chats on WhatsApp of just like various groups that I've been a part of around the area that I would like to be more of a part of, people that are like are vaguely familiar to me, people that I sort of know. So one of them had posted about going wild swimming, and I've been saying to my friends I really want to go wild swimming. So I was like, yes, I would love to go, that would be really cool. And it was for the next day, it was for Monday. So I was like, I am kind of cutting this close for myself, but also like I've been saying I want to go wild swimming. These people are quite familiar to me, I like them. I've been saying I want to get to know these people better. I've been saying I want to do this thing. Like, just go for it, just do it, like Nike, like come on now. So I messaged, and then it turned out the one they were going to go to has been drained recently, so it was planned to go to a different one, and I was like, oh, this is actually my perfect chance to back out, because I would have had to get like 3 buses and then walk an hour to go to this other one because of the way it was positioned. And the person that I suggested it was like, oh, we can give you a lift if you're happy with that. And I was again like, just do it. Like, getting public transport to go to places is one of the most difficult parts of going to places for me. I'm being offered to have someone just like ferry me there and back, you know? And like, I did have to go meet them in town because they lived on like the opposite side of Huddersfield, but like, I only had to do a little walk and then get a lift, you know? Ideal, perfect. So I said yes, and we organised it. And one of the big things with that is also that, like, since I moved here and I've been trying to like reach out to people and organise things more, I'm still not great at it. It's not like the easiest thing in the world for me. I still massively overthink it and get really anxious about the messages that I'm sending. But also, people are so much more fucking responsive. Like, I'm very much approaching people in the same way, not like the exact same way, but very similar ways to how I always have. You know, like, I'm older now and I'm more aware of what I want from friendships and what I'm looking for and things, but I'm approaching them in more or less the same way that I always have, and people are reacting so differently to me, and it's so much easier, and that is a really, really lovely upside. So we got that all sorted, and I was like, why have I done this? Like, I don't feel like it was necessarily the smartest thing to do for myself, but I also just felt so fucking awful that I was like, I need something to like perk myself up and hype myself up and give myself something to look forward to, and I need something, you know, like I just really felt fucking awful. So I dealt with it and was like, I've committed to this now, so I need to be at this car park for 9:30 a.m. to be picked up, and I can't flake on this. And like, I very much could have, to be honest with you. I don't think they would have minded. Like, they were going anyway, you know, like, it wouldn't have made any difference to them whether I tagged along or not. But I really put it on myself that I couldn't flake, and I'm actually really, really glad that I did. I had a proper lovely little time. I didn't swim, by the way. I did like a belly button deep paddle and then went and sat on a rock and looked at the tadpoles, and I don't regret it in the slightest. I really enjoyed that. It was really nice being in a group where I didn't feel left out, which was kind of weird to me, because I've been sat with groups of people who are claiming to be like my closest friends who really love me, and I felt so left out and so much like a spare part and so unwanted there that like I wanted to cry, you know, like the thing of like being in a room full of people but you feel so alone. But it was me in 2023, 2024 sat in parks in Liverpool surrounded by people just like, I hate this, none of them want me here, none of them like me being here, but they keep saying that they do because it's not nice of you to say that you don't, but also like I'd rather you just fucking said that you didn't, so I stopped coming to these because it just feels fucking awkward and horrible. Like it was just none of that. It was such a comfortable, lovely morning of just 4 people doing the things they fucking wanted to do and all of us working. Like it just, like they were swimming, someone else reading a book, I was doing me paddling and me tadpole watching. Like it was just really nice and really easy. And again, I still definitely felt like I was somewhat like masking to be a bit more like sociable and personable and friendly than I necessarily felt like in the moment, but I felt like my mask was still myself and still authentic, and it massively tired me out once again. I came home, I did my dishes and scooped my litter trays, and that was all I fucking did. And I again intended to film a video, so I've had this up. Like it's kind of fucking ironic that I've ended up having to do a webcam video for the last half as well. Like I'm doing quite a lengthy one, but kind of ironic because I've had this up for like fucking days now because I've been like, oh, I'm right about to film a video, and then I've just not been able to get the fucking voice for it. I just haven't been able to make myself speak. And given that like this is my attempt at a career, okay, like I'm aware that I'm not doing it very fucking well. I don't know how to get sponsorships, I don't know how to get people to like I've made like 70 quid from YouTube this month. That's been my YouTube payment. Like it's really paying my bills, guys. That's not even my council tax, literally. Like that's not even my I haven't even earned my council tax from YouTube this month, so that's delightful. But you know, like this is my attempt at like doing a career, so it's also actually really quite distressing and scary for me to be like, wait, am I just gonna have times that I can't even speak in my fucking house? Is that a thing now? Like even when I get home and I'm safe and I should be feeling alright, I can't make myself speak, so I can't make a fucking YouTube video. Like, what am I meant to do about that? What's the accommodation here? Oh, I'm gonna have to learn to regulate myself, aren't I? Shit. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of give like a bit of a run through, because I first of all, I don't feel capable of filming myself when I'm having like shutdowns, downs and meltdowns and big autistic reactions. You know, like if I was someone who like consistently like films myself at random times and happen to catch it happening, I think I'd be alright with that. But by the time I'm like, oh, that's happening, I really don't have like the mental capacity to be setting up a camera and knowing that I'm being filmed. And I also, just for my own, like I'm not a particularly private person, let's face it. You've heard a lot about me. I also feel like I'm showing you a lot by showing you my bare arms. That feels actually like, that's quite a big deal for me, as a matter of fact. Like, I'm not a private person. You get to see a lot of me. You get to hear a lot about me. I don't want to show you my worst moments. But I also, like, I've been doing really well, haven't I? So when I'm posting about, like, how fucking great things are and how I've been here and how I've done that, like, I absolutely have. And I'm really proud of myself for that. And that's really brilliant and it's really great. I don't want people... Yeah, like I'm trying to give a genuine like representation of what my life's like out here and what it's like for me to be an autistic person and be existing in this world. And this is how it is, you know, like there's some high highs and there's some really fucking low lows. There's some really shitty moments where like I really don't feel like I'm a human person. I don't feel like I'm like made for this fucking planet, or like I know how to navigate anything up on it. And it's really, really rough and difficult. And I think it's important to show both parts, you know, like there's times when my life feels really great and when I'm really happy and when I'm really proud of myself for the work that I've put in and where I've gotten myself to. And there's times where it feels like it does not matter what work I've put into things and where I've gotten to. I'm still always just going to be a fucking autistic person that's really having quite a hard time of things at times, but it's not all the time. It don't last forever. It gets better. We can find new ways to regulate ourselves. We can find new ways to be kind to ourselves. And You know, it might not be easy, but we can make things easier. It might not be nice, but we can make things nicer. It might not be the best, but we can make things better. Feel free to stop me when one sounds like a good catchphrase I can start using for the channel to like make some fucking money off something. I hate being a money focused person, but I have been lately because I don't have very much. Anyway, as I've been saying at the end of these videos, here's one for you guys that do have money. My friend Seth set up a GoFundMe so that their partner Seth, they're both Seth now, so that their partner Shan can get a adapted van. Oh man, if I could remember words, this part would be like so much easier every time. So they can get an adapted van so that when they're going out to hospital appointments, when they need emergency hospital appointments, when they're going to doctor's appointments, when they want to go out and have fun as a person because they deserve that, that would mean that they were able to do so without sustaining more injuries, without further worsening their chronic illnesses, because the transport that is currently available to them does those things. It injures them, it hurts them, it makes things worse. I'm doing the worst job I've ever fucking done of this. So the GoFundMe will be linked down below. Seth did a fucking fantastic job of typing everything out so you know the context, you know what's going on. You will understand exactly what's happening from reading theirs in a way that you're not going to get from listening to me. So I would really, really appreciate it if you went and checked it out and just gave it a read and were aware of it. If you can share it, that is immensely helpful. The more people that see it, the better. The more people that see it, the more likely someone is to donate, and it would be deeply, deeply appreciated. And obviously, most of all, if you are able to donate, that would be absolutely fantastic. It would be absolutely brilliant. It would just mean the whole entire world. Like, even the last few days, Seth hasn't been able to be my 24/7 constant friend because they have to like go and rent cars and get things ready to look after their partner because I'm not the most important person in their life, apparently. And it's all fine, it's all chill. I absolutely adore them. They're one of my best friends in the whole world. But I don't think anyone should be having to go through the level of stress that they're going through just to get their partner somewhere safely and without injury. You know, like, it's really not fair. It's really a huge amount of it's the disability tax. It's expensive for them. It takes up a huge amount of their time. It's really stressful. Yeah. Like, obviously the main goal is to get it for Shan because they're the person that needs it, but also Seth is one of my absolute best friends in the whole entire world, and it would make both of their lives so much easier and so much happier, and they would be able to do so much more together, and this really means a lot to me, okay? So if you're able to share or donate, I would massively appreciate it. There's no pressure, you don't have to. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I know that everyone's living a fucking cost of living crisis at the minute. It makes me want to scream. Like, I'm very, very aware of it all. But if you're able to spare anything towards it at all, I know that it is a massive amount of money and it can feel really silly to like donate a £5 or donate £2 or whatever, but truly, that's, you know, the more people that donate just a little bit, the better. Like, it's not, Rome weren't built in a day. This ain't gonna be funded. I'm stopping now. Thank you for listening. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days when I have a brain again, hopefully.